Brothers and sisters, listen to me close. I ain't here to gossip about Akaash Singh. I'm not here to run a TMZ channel. I'm here because what's happening with Akaash and his wife, Jasleen, is a live, in real-time case study of what happens when you try to build love, marriage, and respect on a foundation that has no Islam in it. This ain't comedy. This is a warning. Picture this. You're a man. You worked your way up. You got a name. You got a platform. You've defended your wife in public and you spoke about her with pride. You stood on podcasts and told the world a certain story. And then one day you open your phone and there's your wife on another mic, another show, saying something that don't match the story that you've been standing on. Suddenly your face is a meme, your marriage is a hashtag, your love story is a talking point in the Manosphere. That's what's happening to Akaash Singh right now. And wallahi, if you're a man watching this and you don't learn from it, then you are asleep. Let's start at the core. This whole storm didn't come from nowhere. It started because Jasleen went on a podcast and started talking about her past, her dating, her history, her before marriage life with that casual, unbothered tone the internet loves. And then what she said didn't line up with what people had heard before. Instantly, people did what people always do in this age. They clip it, post it, stitch it, react to it, mock it, investigate it like it's some kind of FBI file. And the only one taking the biggest L ain't the host, it ain't the audience, and it ain't the critics. It's her husband. It's Akaash. Because in the eyes of the internet, it's like, bro, didn't you know? You were defending a story that wasn't even solid. You built your pride on a narrative that just got changed on the air. That's humiliation, and Islam shuts the door to this kind of humiliation before it even starts. Why? Because in Islam, your past sins are not a podcast topic. They're not an episode, and they're not a punchline. They're between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the one who sins in private and then exposes that sin after Allah covered it is the one truly doing mujahara, brazen defiance. We're not allowed to parade sins because sins are a spiritual disease, not a brand. Look at how people are talking. They're not just attacking Jasleen, they're laughing at Akaash. They're saying she made him look stupid. She don't respect him. He's the last one to know. She's telling the internet what she never told her own husband. Now whether that's fully true or exaggerated, we don't know. We don't live in our house and Islam teaches us not to assume the unseen. But we do see this. The way she spoke, the way the story changed, the way the clips hit the algorithm. And the effect is clear. His public honor is being shredded. In Islam, a wife is commanded to guard her husband's back, not expose him to humiliation. She don't contradict him publicly, expose past weaknesses, or feed the wolves of the internet with his name. Because in Islam, a man's honor ain't a prop, it's an amana. And the sad part, right now, Akaash is realizing what it feels like to have your honor thrown into the comment section of a world that fears no God and respects no boundaries. Let's be real. Western relationships don't believe in kiwama, in men being protectors and maintainers of women. They believe in vibes and partnership and let's just figure it out. Islam says men are protectors and maintainers of women. That's Allah. That don't mean dictatorship, it means direction. It means certain topics are off limits. The family has a unified public face. The husband and wife move as one unit, not as two solo brands. A woman don't just decide on her own to give the internet ammo pointed straight at her husband's chest. If this marriage had Islamic leadership and boundaries, there's no way she's on that podcast talking like that. Not with that tone and about those things. And not because he's controlling her, but because she fears Allah and he fears Allah, and both of them fear what happens when your private life becomes a circus. Do you know who's the happiest right now? Not the feminists, not the casual fans. It's the Manosphere dudes that Akaash clowned years ago. Fresh and fit types, Myron, red pill talking heads, the ones who already saw him as the blue pill wife simping comedian. They were just waiting for that one moment that they could go, see, look at him. This is what happens when you pedestalize women. This is what happens when you don't listen to us. And Jasleen, may Allah guide all of us, walked straight onto a mic and handed them the very clip that they've been daydreaming about. And now they're stitching her, mocking him, making lessons out of their marriage. They're wrong in a lot of what they preach, but understand this. When you hand your enemies ammunition, don't be surprised when they fire. Islam's way, don't give them ammo to start with. Don't put your spouse, your past, your honor on display. You protect your marriage from becoming content. Now let's flip the camera for a second. Because right now, yes, men are laughing at Akaash, but a lot of people are just dragging Jasleen too. You see it in the comments. She belongs to the streets. She embarrassed him. She's for the algorithm, not for her husband. The same world that gave her the mic is now tearing her apart with it. And that's the West. It tells women, be free, be open, share everything, tell your truth, girl. And then when the tide turns, it points and laughs. Islam would have shielded her from this. Islam covers a woman with haya. She don't overshare. She don't parade her past. She don't make intimacy a talking point. She don't volunteer to be dissected by millions of strangers with no mercy. Islam wouldn't have put Jasleen in front of that kind of audience with that kind of a topic in that kind of a tone. Islam don't put women up as food for the algorithm. Let's talk about the root. All of this is downstream of zina culture, hookup life, casual dating, trying people on like shoes, moving on, no strings attached until the past comes back with strings made of barbed wire. In the West, people pile up history. Then they try to start a pure chapter, but the old pages keep getting leaked. Then they sit on couches trying to rebrand the past instead of repenting from it. Islam's solution is harsh to some ears, but it's merciful in reality. Guard your private parts, lower your gaze. Don't put yourself in those situations. If you've sinned, repent and shut up about it. Don't make a show out of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala covered. If Akaash and Jasleen lived by that, there wouldn't be no body count confusion, no shifting narratives, and no viral clips of before you type of talk. It just wouldn't exist. Brother, if you're watching this thinking, well, that's all right, it couldn't be me, you're already halfway there to being him. Because this ain't about mocking Akaash, it's about recognizing that without Islam, you are one relationship away from the exact same disaster. Learn the lesson. Don't marry into chaos and expect peace. Don't build your house with no dean at the center. Don't tolerate, I'll say what I want online and you'll deal with it. Don't let your wife's mouth be unfiltered in public and expect your honor untouched. And don't let the internet know your marital secrets. Set boundaries, lead with taqwa, refuse to be content. Your wife is not for the algorithm. Your marriage is not for the comment section. Your honor ain't for rent. And sisters, I'm telling you, if you're watching this thinking, well, she's just being honest, understand something. Honesty is telling the truth. Foolishness is telling everything in front of people who don't fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Islam gives you a powerful role. You guard your husband's back. You protect your home's dignity. You keep what's private, private. You fear Allah more than you fear being called boring or traditional. What Jasleen did, even if she meant no harm, fed her husband to the wolves. Don't do that. Not for views, not for relatability, and not for clout. So here's the truth. If Akaash Singh and Jasleen had built their marriage on Islam, no public talk of past sins, no contradiction on air, no public humiliation, no red pill dog pile, no podcast dissecting their intimacy, no feeding their marriage to the algorithm. Instead, they're living what happens when the dean is missing and the dunya runs the show. And that's why I will say it clear and loud. Islam don't just save your soul, it saves your honor. It saves your marriage. Islam saves you from becoming content. Because out here in this world, if Allah don't cover you, the internet will uncover you. And that right there is why a man who submits to Allah will never trade Sharia for the cheap freedom that just turned Akaash and Jasleen into a cautionary tale. And that's all I have to say about it.